Hello, everybody. I hope you're good. I hope you're good. So today we're doing question 3 now. We are now on paper 2, prelim 2022. This is Gauteng province. So now, this is a question whereby you just have to write everything that you can see and get your marks. So now, welcome to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Now, question 3 is study the following two organic structures and answer the questions that follows. Now, let's study them. Let's check them. What do I see? I can see that this thing here, carbonyl group, is at the end there. Now it is where? In the middle. So already I can see that this one now, it is what? A ketone. Because this thing, it is where? In the center. Is it fine? And then now, this one, it is where? At the end. So this one is what? Aldehyde. So quick revision. Aldehyde and ketone have the same molecular formula. They have the same formula, which is what? CnH2nO. Is it fine, guys? So now check. Compound A and B are functional isomers. So as I've said, they've got the same general formula. So they are saying what? A and B are functional isomers. Define the term functional isomers. So functional isomers are organic molecules with the same molecular formula but different functional groups. Is it fine there? Different functional groups. They have the same molecular formula, but they have the what? Different functional groups, functional isomers there. So now 3.1.2 says what? Write down the UPAC name for compound B. They want the UPAC name for compound B. Where is compound B? Here. So now I'm gonna write my answer there. So as you can see, the way is the position of that oxygen there, or the carbonyl group. It is where 1, 2, 3 in position what? 3, 4, 5. So basically I have 5 carbons there. So now it is where in position 3, right? So now I have 5 carbons and I have what? The position of this thing. So already I have my 2 marks. So this will be my answer there. So let's just write the answer first. Sorry to do not waste time. So what do I have? 3.1.2. Now, since I have 5 carbons, it is going to be what? Pent. So I'm going to write it like this. Pentan 3 on. This 3 is determining the position of that thing that I showed you. And then this on, it is what? The ending for a ketone. Is it fine? Or you can write it like this. 3, that the position, pentanon. You see how we name them? Please, this hyphen is very important. If you don't have it, it's chai. So now they are saying, how does the boiling point of A compare to that one of pentan? And also now, basically they are comparing what? This aldehyde with an alcohol. Greater than, equal to, or lower than. So already you know that the answer is what? Lower than. Because now we are talking about what? Hydrogen. Hydrogens have you're talking about alcohols. Alcohols have the what? The strongest IMFs. They have the strongest intermolecular force acting between them. You understand? Because this one it is under what? Dipole. This one it is what? Hydrogen bonds. So alcohol have the what? The strongest IMFs. So the answer is what? Lower than. You understand? So the higher the boiling point, the lower the vapor pressure. You understand, Amos? So the alcohol have what? A higher boiling point than the boiling point of that one. So the higher the boiling point, the lower the vapor pressure. The higher the vapor pressure, the lower the what? The boiling point. So now explain your answer in 3.1.1 fully by referring to the types of what? Intermolecular forces present in each compound. 3 marks. So in this thing, you simply use what? Use the ICE method. tell them about the intermolecular forces, compare them, talk about energy. You're gonna get your 3 marks. So now let's start our mini essays. Now I'm not gonna write many things. Hey, I went to Harare. No, I'm not gonna do that. So now check. Hey, I went to Harare. I met whatever. Now 3.1.4. Or I went to Mpumalanga. That's my home, Mpumalanga. I love it. So now don't explain. I went to Mpumalanga. I took 3 hours. Or that. No, go straight to the answer. So now already I told you about aldehydes. We'll start by saying what? Aldehydes. Ne? They have dipole. Ne? What? Forces. Now, in what? You're gonna compare. And alcohols have hydrogen bonds. I hope that you'll get your 2 marks because already you have talked about what intermolecular forces, because I said that you use what? The ICE method. So already here you have used what? The intermolecular force part. Is it fine? Aldehydes have dipole forces and alcohols have what? Hydrogen bonds. Let's go to the second point. We are gonna compare them. You understand? So now we are simply gonna see what? The dipole. So I'm just gonna say dipole are what? Are weaker. They are weak than what? Hydrogen bonds. Let me check my marker. Bonds. Is it fine? Now we are gonna continue now. We are gonna talk about what? The other ones now. So now I need to are comparing. So now the other point will be what? The hydrogen bonds are stronger than the what? The dipole. Because we are comparing now. Is it fine? So now let's write. There, guys, my markers. The hydrogen bonds are what? Are stronger than the what? Than the dipole, right? Because now I told you before that they are what? Stronger. So the hydrogen bonds are stronger than dipole forces. Is it fine there? Now, on the second step there, what did we do? We compared. Now, it is now coming out. You see, we compared. Now, let's go to the last one when we are going to be busy talking about what? Energy. So now, I'm simply going to write one step there. Is it fine? So now, let's collect our 3rd mark. So I'm going to say what? Less energy is going to be required to overcome. Be careful there. Some people say break. No, overcome. This is the word that you have to use in chemistry. To overcome what? The intermolecular forces. You understand? To overcome what? The intermolecular forces. You understand? That's how you simply write it. Or you can add by saying where like less energy is gonna be required to overcome the intermolecular forces where in the dipole forces or in the aldehydes, because aldehydes don't have the strongest intermolecular forces. Or you're gonna say more energy is required to do what? To overcome the strongest. You understand? So now, since this is our last step of comparing, already you have the third mark, ice. You see? So this is how you write your essay, mini essays on question 3. The first thing you do, you use what? The ice method. You do what? Tell them about the intermolecular forces present, which is this. Aldehydes have dipole-dipole, alcohols have hydrogen bonds. You see? Number 2, compare them. This one is weak, this one is strong. That's what you compared. The last one, talk about the energy. Less energy is required. It's going to be required to overcome the intermolecular forces. Overcome is very important because many people make a mistake and say break the intermolecular forces. And whenever you say intermolecular forces, please make sure that you do what? You write full word. Is it fine there? The ice method is now out. Let's go to the next question. Now, the next question says, how will the vapor pressure, before I continue the question, what did I say? The higher the boiling point, the lower the vapor pressure. The lower the vapor pressure, the higher the boiling point. So now the vapor pressure of compound B. So this is what compound B. Compared to that one of alcohol again. Compound B, it is what? It is the functional isomorph of compound, and so it is just the same thing there. They are all under the dipole-dipole forces, the ketones and the aldehydes. So now, the answer is higher than, because the vapor pressure is what now low, because both of them have a what? A lower boiling point than what? They have a lower boiling point than the alcohol have what? The highest boiling point. So now the answer will be what? Higher than, because in turn, the lower the boiling point, the boiling point, the higher the vapor pressure. Is it fine now? Now, the answer is what? Higher than. You get your 1 mark. I'm left with what? 2 marks there. Because I already told them that it is what? Higher than. We are left with 2 marks. Higher than. Now, let's go to our point there. Let's explain what we just said now, because we have to explain every point in chemistry. Now, we are talking about what? Ketones, and it. So you'll do what? Talk about what? The intermolecular force there, because it is what? Ice method at the same time. So now you're gonna talk about what? Ketones and what? Alcohols. So ketones have, these questions are have dipole forces, and alcohols have hydrogen bonds. Is it fine? Now, the next point, you are gonna compare what? The intermolecular forces. So dipole forces are weaker. And then what? Than hydrogen bonds. Yeah, but let's go to the last one. Less energy is required to overcome the weak intermolecular forces. The ice method again. Yeah, but imagine this thing is now easy, because this question is just the repetition of the same thing. Now let's go to question 3.2 now. I hope you now understand this thing. Now 3.2 says, learners use compounds C and E to investigate one of the factors which influence the boiling points. Now, they are investigating what? C and E. Now, let's check. What I can see here, I can see that these are all what? Alkanes. Because these are straight chain organic compounds, because I can't see any OH, I can't see any double bond there, I can't see anything. You see CH2, CH2, whatever. It is just the difference of what? The chain length. Now define the term boiling point. Now, before I continue, let me talk about these things here. As you can see, this one is what? The highest temperature there, or the highest boiling point, because it's what? It is the longest chain. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atoms. This one is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why it is what? Lower than this one. But this one is only 2, 4 carbon atoms. That's why it is what? The lowest temperature. Yeah, so basically, the higher the carbon atoms, the higher the boiling point. You understand? So just have to interpret like that. So now the boiling point, it is the temperature at which the vapor pressure it is equals to the atmospheric pressure. I'll repeat myself. You must not lose marks in definitions. Now write down the independent variable for this investigation. The independent, so you know what independent variables are. So basically in this case, it is what? The chain length that I was talking about. This is the what? The chain length is this. I don't want to explain much. Now write down the type of van der Waals forces, Africans, van der Waals forces that occurs between these organic compounds. What did I say? These are alkanes. So the type of the van der Waals forces that act, it is what? The London forces. Is it fine now? Now write down the conclusion that can be drawn about the boiling point of straight chain alkanes. I already told you about the temperature, so you can conclude by saying what? As the chain length increases, the boiling point, boiling, do what? Also increases. Because that is what I was telling you about here. This one is the longest chain, night temperature, shorter chain than this one, night temperature, shortest chain. You see, just like that. So that's how you do this type of questions. This one use the ICE method for the essays. Now you have to make sure that this, you see how easy it is. So thank you guys, thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.